Hello curl friends, and welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me. Today we are doing something a bit different. I haven't done one of these videos in probably about 2, maybe 3 years, and we are doing a week in my curls where I take you through. We're starting on a Tuesday and we're going to finish on a Monday. But I'm going to take you through my different hairstyles that I go through, different products that I'm using, and what my thoughts are, and just kind of explain my week in my curly hair. So I hope you enjoy this, and without further ado, let's get into the week. Alright, so I am starting this vlog on a Tuesday, and I actually washed my hair last night. We came back from like a 5-day trip, and I hadn't washed my hair that entire time, so I was really itching to get my hair washed, literally and figuratively. So I washed my hair last night, and I just used this main choice. It's the Pink Lemonade Coconut Shampoo and the corresponding conditioner. I actually keep them tipped upside down in my shower because they're almost out. I'm not the biggest fan of this set. The shampoo is just too moisturizing for me, so a lot of times I will go in with another shampoo afterwards just to try to get the rest of it lifted up, and that is what I did today. I just quickly used one of my husband's shampoos that was in the shower. Don't tell him I said that. And then this conditioner isn't bad. I really don't mind the conditioner. It does detangle pretty well. It is pretty moisturizing as well, I find. So then after that, I went in with my stylers. I went in with the DesignME BounceMe, and wow, sorry, that was washed out. So I went in with this. Then I went in with the Briogeo Curl Charisma Gel. On my video about longest lasting products, in my opinion, someone said that this is one of their favorites for that, and I remember liking this, but it's been a while since I've used it, so I'm like, you know what, let's just pair something together. And I had been wanting to try this cream again, so I thought, why not just pair these two? Let's take a look at my hair. So I have good curl definition up top here. I have a lot of tight curls here, but towards the bottom, I just feel like I feel like I got too heavy on some of my products. I'm not sure if it was the cream or the gel or both, but it's just like it's loosened up. It's more wavy here. It's also, last night especially, it was more stringy looking here, so I definitely feel like I got too much product. It might have been both, like I said. I'm really not sure. I could easily get the cream kind of where I wanted it. I felt like I could easily disperse it, but this gel was so runny. I don't remember it being this runny before. Let me know if your guys' is that way. Maybe I've just had mine too long, it's broke down. I thought it was had like a custard-like consistency, but this one, it was almost like water. Actually, I will show you. Wait, can you hear that? Can you hear how liquidy that is? I will show you. See, it's just pouring out like that, and I don't feel like it's supposed to be like that. Here is the consistency. Once again, it's just running down my hand so fast. It's between my fingers. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this though and glaze on, because I do have a lot of flyaways up top here. So I did have a hard time just trying to get this gel where I wanted it to be because of the consistency. So I feel like I got a lot of it concentrated on my ends, but not so much like in the middle layers. And on the top, I feel like I have what I want. I just don't feel like it's holding quite as well. Like, I should say, it's just not taming the flyaways. I do feel like I have decent flexible hold. My hair isn't hard. I don't have a cast to it. Never really did. Maybe slightly as I was drying my hair, but I didn't have really like a cast that lasted after that. So I'm going to have to be going to work today, and I usually just like to have my hair pinned back a little bit for this job just to keep it out of my way, so it doesn't fall on my face as I'm trying to do things that I need to concentrate on. And I don't really like the way that looks. Maybe we should try switching it to the other side. Sometimes that's all it takes. Okay, today I feel like I'm really struggling with getting this clip how I want my hair to lay. I don't have a set way, but I think that's as good as we're going to get. For some reason, I'm just not really liking it. I can't put my finger on exactly what I don't like about it. So the time that I'm doing this week in my curls, it's still summer, but it is like getting towards the end of summer. So it is still warm out, and I'm not sure if I'm going to show this in September or in October. I have 2 slots for it, so I'm still debating on that. But I did just want to give you an idea of what the weather conditions are. When I got up this morning, it was nice and cool though. Went on a short walk with my dog, but it is going to get up into the mid 80s today, and it'll probably be pretty humid. So this is what we are going to work in, and then I'm also going to go grocery shopping after that, and just I'm going to fix a meal then when I get home later. But it's not going to be like a high intensity day, at least I don't think. I don't anticipate too much going on. I was going to go to the gym, but I just kind of canceled that. Coming back from our trip, I just felt like I wanted to rest, sleep in just a little bit longer. So I guess that's all the updates for today. I will check back tomorrow, show you how these curls are holding up. All right, I'm just checking back later in day 1. I don't think I'm normally going to do this, maybe occasionally on a few days if things dramatically change, but I did forget to show you what my hair looked like in the back since it was freshly washed. So I will show you that now. Once again, I do still have it up in this little hair clippy here, and so I worked in a pretty hot and humid environment this afternoon, and then I went and got groceries, but that's the extent of the wear and tear that I did on my hair. It's held up pretty good so far. The ends are a little softer than the mid shaft areas, and I do have some significant frizz up here. I don't know how well the camera is picking that up. Can you guys, I don't think it's showing up with my shower curtain super well, but you'll have to trust me on that one. Maybe tomorrow I'll show it in the other bathroom so that way you can just see it a little bit better. But yeah, this is going to be the last check-in for day 1. All right, day 2 of this video, day 3 kind of my hair. All depends on how you want to count it based on when I washed it. But anyways, I pulled it up earlier this morning. I went to the gym, and when I do like a stronger cardio workout, like a running session, I like to pull my hair all the way up. If I'm just lifting weights, which I did do that today too, but if I'm just lifting weights and maybe walking on the treadmill, then sometimes I'll just like tie a satin scarf around my hair. It just kind of keeps it up off the back of my neck a little bit more, and then I can let my hair down then. Not all the time, but that's just an occasion where I wouldn't pull it up necessarily all the way. But since I was running today, she was going up in a high bun, and that's the way it stays basically until I wash my hair. Sometimes I might take it out and put in like a claw clip, but we'll see how that goes. I will say my hair is feeling just a tad bit on the drier side, and not bad enough that I feel like I need to moisturize it right now, but I might add a little something maybe later this evening. I'll see how it is. If I do, I will definitely check back with you on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to wash my hair tomorrow or the following day. Tomorrow is, I guess today is Wednesday. Wow, since I started this like on a Tuesday, it just feels off, and with my vacation and everything. So today is Wednesday. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna wash it on Thursday or Friday yet. I'll let you know definitely. And like I said, I will definitely check back later today if I do add some moisture to my hair. So that's all for now though. Okay, I'm checking back again on day 2 of this video, day 3 of my hair. This is getting confusing trying to keep those two separated. But I'm just taking my hair out of this little bun here, this little messy bun. And I know I said I don't usually do that, and I don't, but I am just going to let you have a look at this and also put a little moisture on my ends. The ends are just feeling a little crispy, and I want to protect those. And then I will also do my scalp massage. So this is what my curls are looking like. I'll show you the back. And then I'm just going to go in with a little bit of this Living Proof Scalp Serum for density. And it's also supposed to help gray hairs. I'm still on the fence, I guess, because I cover my gray hairs too. I don't know if it's really reducing them, but then a part of me is afraid not to get this one because, you know, what if all of a sudden the gray hairs keep multiplying faster? It's very manageable what I have as far as to cover, and so I appreciate that. I'm thankful for that. I just put about 2 drops on my fingertips and I just rub that around. I focus it on different areas. Sometimes I focus a little bit more initially on like the top part of my scalp where I'm at now, and sometimes I focus more on the back here, and then sometimes like all the way down on the base of my neck. Sometimes the perimeter is a little bit more. I kind of just rotate it around what areas I focus most of the product on. And then I'm going to go in with this CurlSmith Moisture Memory Reactivator. This is one of these products that I thought I was going to use up a long time ago. When I initially bought it, I thought it was going to be better suited for my hair. I didn't really know much about different products. This is just when I was venturing out into all the different kinds of products from my original routine. So I really didn't know how things would react to my hair. I thought just because I had curly hair, I needed lots of moisture. And that's part of the area where I went into deep conditioning too much and other things that I thought like I just needed all the moisture. And I don't need all the moisture, but today I do need a little bit. So I'm going in with a few pumps. I don't know how much that was, like 5 pumps maybe. I don't like the spray applicator for that. It's a very direct shot, but I'm just kind of scrunching this on the bottom area. I'll show you what I mean by how it squirts out. See, it's just very direct. Not a very nice mist if you were trying to actually spray that onto your hair. We'll just work a little bit more of this on up here, just kind of glazing it over some areas. And that should just last me through, I think I am going to wash my hair tomorrow night then, so that will be a fresh start, a clean slate. But that is all for tonight. Actually, you know what? I'll show you how I wrap this back up. So once again, as I said, I've done a video on this, a shorts, but I just gather segments of my hair. It's easier to pull it up now that it's already been pulled up, like things are smoothed through a bit. And take it around once, bring it to the back, twist it. Maybe my shoulder, or maybe my elbow's getting in the way, but pull it through. And then because my hair is so long, I'm not going to, it's kind of like this fine area of how I have to pull it through. I'm looking through my viewfinder here now to fluff this top bun part till I like it. And I know I got a lot of long straggly pieces here, so I take these longest pieces and I just kind of wrap them around in the back. And then I have a little mini hair clippy and I just kind of clip that right in the back so you pretty much can't see it. And just tuck a few of these in how I feel like looks best, and voila. Sometimes I will pull some of these pieces so they're not as tight. My hair is by no means tight at this point, but just for longevity's sake, I'm really not going to pull that out too much. I'd like to do that maybe when just for looks more so than anything. But that is a wrap on the hair for tonight. I will see you again tomorrow when I'm probably going to be washing and styling my hair. Okay, we are at day 3 of this video and day 4 of my hairstyle. And it's just been living up in this messy bun here for the day. I had a regular work day and then I did just come in from a little yard work here. So let's just take a look at this hair. I always forget I have this little clippy here, tucking in these side pieces when I go to take it down. And I'm getting ready to wash my hair if I didn't already say that. So I can start to feel like this is just feeling oilier up in here. That's where my roots, well, it's where my hair usually gets more oily first. I think that's a pretty common thing. It's time for a wash, okay? It's just time for a wash. My ends, I did re-moisturize those yesterday evening and they still feel pretty good. They could definitely stand to, you know, have a regular wash day routine and be re-moisturized. Like my whole length of my hair could stand to be re-moisturized in a regular sense, but my hair isn't dry, it's not parched unnaturally. So I hope that made sense. The products that I'm going in with are products I've had in my shower. So I'm going in with this Melanin African Black Soap Reviving Shampoo. And I'm still trying to formulate my opinions on this. You can see I've used quite a bit, but I feel like I don't like this nozzle for one thing. I can't tell how much I am getting out into my hair as I go along. And if I can feel I'm getting some in a certain spot, I've actually gotten way too much. And so I feel like it's easy to not get enough or go way too heavy-handed with this. So what I prefer to do is I'll just pour it into my hand and then put it on like a regular shampoo. So that's what I prefer to do. And then I'm dripping some water here. But I have this Texture by Cantu. This is an old mask. This has been discontinued for a long time. If you've heard me say it before, this mask just goes on and on and on. It doesn't take much, but I like to use this when I'm using a more clarifying shampoo such as the Melanin. And so it is, like I said, it doesn't take much for this, and I'm getting down to the bottom. Like I can see the bottom of the thing here, so I would say I have probably about another 5 to 6 uses maybe. I mean, it's not much in there, but literally, like I said, a little goes a very long way. So I'm going to wash my hair and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I have styled my hair with then. All right, so hair is washed and I kind of feel like I'm just want to be in a hurry to get this styling routine over and done with. I don't have to be anywhere where it has to look really nice, so I'm going to have to pull it up in a couple days anyways for a job that I have to do. So anyways, I'm just going to try to go in quickly. Flip section method, I think, is what I'm going to do for my styling. And I'm going to brush in this DOUX Mousse Def here. And then for the gel, I was going to go in with the Giovanni LA Stronghold Styling Gel, just because this mousse, while it gives good definition, it gives some hold, but it just doesn't give the hold that I would like for it to have, especially on a hot summer day. But like I said, I was thinking I don't really have anywhere that I have to be that has to look nice. So I've been trying to go through this other product. It's the Garnier Fructis Curl Shape Defining Spray Gel. A lot of times I've just been using this as like a little refresher if I have like a bunch of hairs. After I have my hair pulled up in a messy bun, I have a bunch of little baby hairs that are kind of falling out and looking funny. I'll just spray some of this on there. But I really don't care for the gel anymore. I used to use it all the time. So I think I might just go in with this one instead of the LA Hold one and just try to use this up. I'm not going to get through all of it. I'm down to here, but I will at least make a little bit more of a dent in it. All right, so let's take a quick look at this hair. This is how it came out. I did realize as I was finishing up and getting ready to plug my blow dryer in, or plugging my blow dryer in, that I couldn't get to work. So I did have this spare blow dryer. I don't know if you guys remember when I did a video on this Melody Susie one. It kind of reminds me of like the Dyson or the Leifin blow dryer, but I keep this in my basement just as backup storage because I really love my Extava diffuser cup, my big bowl here that I just put on my blow dryer, my regular cheap old blow dryer I get from Walmart. Anyways, and I love that diffuser cup. So well, anyways, I don't know where I'm going with that, but here's what my hair looks like. Oh, I know where I was going with that. I was saying that in that whole process, like I had my hair down, hanging, and usually I should have just put my hair up in my wet plop like I would normally leave my hair to wet plop for 10 to 15 minutes, but I wasn't going to do that this time. I should have, while I was trying to get all this sorted out. Anyways, it turned out pretty good, I feel like. I do have a cast to my hair, which I am kind of surprised by. But let me know what you think of this. So it's probably not like a routine that I would place together again necessarily, but it's not bad. Not bad. Just trying to use up that gel, like I said. So, all right, I will check back tomorrow, see how this is holding up. All right, curl friends, so this is day 4 of a week of my curls, and actually day 2 of my curls being freshly styled. So if you remember, I used the Mousse Def and I also used the Garnier Fructis. It's the spray gel. I don't remember the exact title of it, but you can see I have a significant amount of halo frizz here at this point, but that's almost impossible to avoid no matter what I use in this heat and humidity. The humidity has definitely cranked up within the last 24 hours. So, but otherwise my curls are holding up pretty well, I feel like. I'll let you look at the back here. I do feel like my hair has like a medium hold to it. The moisture is good level of moisture. It doesn't feel like it's drying out at all. I have been using my hairspray all throughout. And one thing I actually meant to bring into this bathroom but forgot to was my scalp serum. So let me go get that and we'll put that in together. All right, so I have my scalp serum here. I'm just going to take my little hair clippy out, which I had in most of the day earlier. Just like to do that to keep the hair out of my face while I'm at work. All right, just doing about 2 drops here, rubbing that in. By the way, I did go to the gym today, and rather than like pulling my hair up, I did go on the elliptical, not for like a terribly long amount of time, but I did just use a satin scarf over my head or over my hair, and that just kind of kept it back from my face. It kept it off my neck. And so that worked out. Took that off then after I was done working out so my sweaty hair could just kind of breathe and kind of fall into shape. I do feel like this time my hair has been falling in my face a lot. A lot of times after I do a wash day that will kind of be the case, but once I hairspray it and give it some time, it will stop doing that, but not with this wash day. That hasn't been my experience. So like, see, this is just going to easily fall right in my eye. So once again, we're going to clip it back, but I'm going to leave my hair down for the remainder of today. I will check back tomorrow then and see how this is going. Actually, tomorrow I will be working, and so I will be in an environment where I actually have to have my hair pulled up, so I'll just show you how I'm doing that. So, all right, check back then. All right, we are checking back in on Saturday, and I have a job that I have to go to where I have to pull my hair up. Usually I just pull my hair up in my traditional messy bun, but I just want to do something a little bit different. I've been doing that quite a bit. And so this hairstyle I have actually done before. It's not something I've created. I think I used a couple hairstyles off of Sophie Marie Curley's hairstyling tutorials on Instagram. And so I just twisted my front section all the way to the back, and I pulled it into a ponytail, and then I kind of pulled it through again, but then tucked that back through. That's probably not a very good description. I do have one bobby pin trying to hold this little twist in place, and so hopefully that stays. And then I also have a clip in the very bottom here and a little twisty screw-like thing for your hair to try to keep this up. I don't know, this hairstyle today just doesn't feel as secure as it sometimes does. So I'm hoping it's gonna last. If not, maybe I should bring an extra hair tie just to pull it up in a messy bun, just in case. But yeah, this is what we're going to wear for probably a majority of the day. So, all right, I will check back on, yeah, I guess it'll be day 6. We'll be on Sunday. So, all right, see you later. All right, this is Sunday afternoon, and I washed my hair last night basically, and I used some stylers that I'm going to be doing a future video on, so I didn't want to share them with you today, so you'll just have to be surprised to see what I styled with in the future. But anyways, I think my curls turned out pretty good. I used a leave-in conditioner and a gel. That's the only hints I'm giving you. And I do like my results. My moisture is good, it's lightweight, and I do like that. Although when I was putting it on, I was kind of concerned. I thought, this feels like it's gonna be more moisturizing. And it did seem to take a while for my hair to dry, like with the diffuser and everything like that. But now it feels lightweight, it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel weighed down at all. I'll let you look at the back of my hair. Like I said, my hair doesn't feel weighed down, but I don't feel like I have a ton of lift in this part of my hair. It could just be because like my hair needs reshaped with the layering and stuff like that, but I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon, to be truthfully honest. We'll see how it bothers me, but no matter which way I part it, I'm going to leave it on this side, but no matter which way I part it, my lift falls pretty soon. But like this area, it's laying in such a way like there is lift on this side, so that's why I think it's more of like a haircut issue than it is the products like weighing my hair down, if that makes sense. I am going to be outside some this afternoon. On Sunday afternoons, to be truthfully honest, if I have the time, the availability, the free time, I just like to sit outside under the shade and read or watch some YouTube videos, and that is just like the most relaxing thing to me. So I probably will pull my hair up in a high ponytail just because that in general feels more relaxing to me as well. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will check back one more day on Monday to see what my hair is looking like, what it's feeling like, and then we will wrap up this week in my curls. Hello once again, girlfriends. Welcome to day 7 of a week in my curls. So this is the last day that we're going to be looking at. I currently have my hair pulled up in a messy bun. I'm working on getting this little clippy out. This little clippy, once again, I just used to kind of tie back the extra long pieces that hang from my messy bun. But we're just going to refresh it here because I put this up yesterday afternoon, and sometimes, you know, my messy bun just needs refreshed. My curls, though, let's take a look at them. They aren't like a tight spiral in most places. I do have a little bit more spiraling up at the top, but you know, it has been stretched out with just the hairstyle and everything like that, so I'm not really blaming the products on that. My hair feels really good. Once again, these products are products I'm testing out for a future video, so I'm not going to divulge what they are right now, but we are going to go in with my scalp serum once again. I will let you know there have been at least one time, maybe 2, that I applied the scalp serum not on camera, just kind of forgot to. So I usually do it about 3 to 4 times a week, and it just kind of depends on how good I am at remembering. So just trying to get it kind of in several areas. I need to focus it more up top because here is where my grays are, and the scalp serum is supposed to help with reducing the appearance of grays. Now, what does that mean exactly? Is it going to reduce grays themselves? I don't know. And I've said before, I do dye my hair, so it's kind of hard to tell necessarily if it's working, but I'm still sticking with it. I do like it. I do think it helps with the density of my hair. The other thing that I am going in with is my hairspray, because I said that my hair does feel really good at this point, but she also feels a little bit softer. I like to feel a little bit of grit, especially with my hair pulled up. So it just gives me the assurance that it's kind of going to last a little bit longer. So I'm just trying to get all over. A lot of times I just flip my head upside down. Actually, I think I am going to do that. And then just lift this layer up here, target this area. And now it hangs kind of funny because the hairspray is kind of holding it into place, but we're just going to pull it back up. This just lets my messy bun sit the way I like it, because if my hair is softer as it was before, my messy bun just doesn't have the structure that I really like for it to have. Now, if you're wondering, by the way, my intro and outro are, I'm going to be in a different outfit. It's just going to be shot another day because, you know, I don't feel like putting makeup on right now. I did just come from the gym, and so, you know, I'm going to work in a sweaty environment, so we're just going to forego the makeup today. We're being all nice and casual, how I have been actually most of this week. Let me know, are you one that likes to do makeup every day, or do you just do it on more special occasions? It kind of, for me, depends on the environment, like I said, that I am in. When I know I'm going to be in a sweaty environment, I just don't see the point on putting it on if I can help it. So this is how my hair looks then. This is how it's going to stay. I'm going to, like I said, go to work, and then I'm also going to mow my yard later. So this is just going to be very functional for the events that I have going on today. And that is a wrap on the week of my curls. And that wraps up the week in my curls. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if your week looks anything like mine. This was a pretty typical week for me. Nothing exceptional happening, nothing extraordinary. I guess the biggest thing was that I had come back from vacation and hadn't washed my hair for a significant portion of time. But other than that, like I said, this was a pretty standard week for me. As always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. And until I see you again in the next video, have a great day. Bye.